Bring, bring, bring! Who's that? It's Circle Irk Podcast.
Oh, yeah, we are.
I need to stop doing ridiculous.
Is that a phone call that you
That
just
was,
answered?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we're picking up the phone call. Who's there? It's us. It's a podcast. Welcome to Circle Irk. It's a comedy podcast, and it's hosted by myself, Munn.
And me, your husband, Q Potts.
His name is Q Potts, and we are a married couple, and it's our podcast.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, out of 10.
Out of 10? Probably like 1, probably. Like top tier.
Sorry, okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
10 is usually good.
10
1 is
10
usually
normally
bad.
good.
Why
Well,
would 1 be good?
But 1 is the number 1, right?
What?
What I'm feeling number 1.
He's doing golf rules.
Golf
Okay.
rules, yeah. The lower
Yeah,
the
he's
score,
doing
the
golf
better. Yeah, Aaron gets it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah.
But all right. So things are going really well. Why are they going so well?
Look, it feels like it's been a full year, and it's only
A month. We're not going to say
it's a month.
explicitly.
It's a month.
For people listening, we've been told not to explicitly say the day, and we haven't.
What are you doing?
Things are going well. Things are going well. So you're a 1 out of 10.
Yeah,
1 being good.
Yeah, what are you doing out of 10?
I'm a 10 out of 10, but 10. Why not actually? Actually, let's be honest. I'm 8 out of 10. 10 being good. You know, there's a little way to
because
go.
you always want room for improvement.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I get
and I'm a
that.
pessimist.
Yeah.
So, things are always half full.
Half full of
yeah.
like especially of water, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What a cheery way to start the podcast. Oh my goodness. We're going to have a great, I think it's going to be great.
I'm excited.
I'm excited
Yeah.
and I am tired and who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the guest today is like
Amazing
You know
and
what I mean?
fantastic. Should we just roll right in?
I think so.
Should we roll right
Yeah.
in? Because our chemistry electric.
Oh my god, this opening?
This opening,
Fantastic.
we're getting in trouble for this later on. We're getting told off by our producer, for sure. Oh my gosh, let's do this. Let's
All
bring
right.
our guest on because they're amazing and I can't wait to chat more about comedy and all that kind of jazz. So
Yes.
please welcome to the podcast our guest! Woohoo! We are so excited to have you here. The first question we always ask, which throws off every single guest, is who are you?
Who am I?
Yes.
Wow, that's such a big question. Well, I'll start with my name. It's probably a good place to start.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So my name's Samantha Hannah, but Sammy. People call me Sammy. And I am a comedian, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, but many other things.
Yes.
And I live in New Zealand, but I'm from Scotland originally, so that's what the whole accent's about. I have a kid now, which is crazy.
Woohoo.
Another one inside.
Very exciting.
So that's fun. Genuinely. And it's weird, I sometimes I talk positively about motherhood and everyone always thinks I'm being sarcastic, but I think that's just the way I say things. And what else is me? I mean, I'll tell you something that really threw me just there was when you were asked how are you doing out of 10 and you said 1 thinking that was the best. I don't know.
Like podium wise, like No,
No, I don't think you can justify that. I was like,
Oh, this is gonna be a rough
is this
episode.
guy right?
We're about to have a really rough time.
How are you doing out of 10? 1
1.
being the best.
Thank you.
Out
Yes.
of 10.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense.
No, especially because, if something was rated out of 5, so like a movie or like a book,
Oh yeah, no, there's
Goodreads is out of 5.
Yeah.
It's 5 is the best. You can't just suddenly throw in golf because
That's what I was thinking about
Yeah.
immediately. I was like, I'm a hole-in-one at the moment.
Yeah.
but that's not how. Also, like the game of golf is more than just getting 1 hole in one. Like,
I don't count my scores.
your score, okay? You don't count your score.
No, unless I get a hole-in-one. So
Have you ever had a hole in one?
no.
They're very hard to get.
Yeah, surprisingly, I've been playing for like 4 years and I still haven't gotten one.
I think that's normal.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But what score? So you don't know if you like? Do you know what handicap you are?
I'm shooting like high hundreds, like 110.
All right.
And that's just the first 9 holes.
Okay.
So I've got a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah. Do you golf?
No, my partner does.
Oh,
Yes, it's one of those things that I feel like I can talk about, and then when they go too deep, I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm exactly the
Yeah.
same. I'm like, 9 holes, 18 holes, I understand.
Yeah.
I've been playing
Birdie
for 4
not yet.
years and Mo hasn't been once with me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll tell you it's a really long time.
So long.
I'll tell you what I like it for. So I like it for going and then you get a cart and you sit in the cart and you write comedy because it's quite a long time. So, and some of the courses are very beautiful. So I will go with my partner. He's playing, but I'm sitting and I'm writing. Less now. We have a 1.5-year-old, you know. So,
Yeah.
But that's what I like it for.
That does sound like a good way to do it. Q's always going, how about you come and you walk next to me and support me? I'm like,
Carry everything.
Yeah. You need support for your hobby? Excuse me? No.
I mean, he's on this.
Yeah. That is true. He did get into comedy to spend more time with me.
Yeah, that's literally, guys, what I said. I was like, I just want to hang out with my wife.
That's so
Yeah.
nice. The comedy's quicker than golf.
That is true.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is much faster. You know, it's not like 6 hours in the sun as well. The sun? Excuse me? The sun is dangerous.
If Mo came off stage and said to you, hey, how did I do out of 10? Would you be like 1?
Oh, yeah, probably I should
you
stop
would
saying
be in
that.
trouble with that.
Honestly, last night I was in, how did I do for my bit? And he went, I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, no, because I was doing tech for the show, so I was like 30% paying attention because I was like, what's the next cue? I need to get the lightings correct and all that kind of stuff. So when people ask, I'm like, I really wasn't paying attention.
Just
you know?
lie.
Yeah, lie. That's what I was saying. Just be like, you were amazing as always.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Just lie.
yeah, you were amazing as always.
Don't say I wasn't paying attention.
Just say hole in one.
Yeah, all in one.
It's like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
You're one. Yeah, I don't even know how to say the rest of that sentence. Don't worry. Yeah, it's
All fires are cylindering.
So you genuinely
Wow.
got into comedy to get closer to Mo,
Yeah.
even though you're already married.
Yeah.
I feel like I really still need to put the effort in, you know.
Yeah.
Just to make sure this is really done and dusted and signed.
Yeah.
because you're performing most nights, right? So like I get home from work and then I'm like here at the home and I'm just like, oh man, what? And I was like, I'll go watch my wife perform, but then you hear the same jokes all the time, and I was like,
Yeah.
So I was like,
gotta
oh.
have something else.
yeah. So then I was like, I'll just do it as well, and then I wanted
Just
to.
do it as well.
Yes.
It's so easy.
No,
Like
it's
it's
not.
hard.
It's just like, what is going on?
But I'm so competitive
Yeah,
as well. I want to
man.
beat Mo, which is not a healthy. I don't know if that's healthy in a relationship.
You could try.
That's interesting. So my partner, he does not do comedy, but he always said that he would never get into it because he didn't think he'd be as good as me, and so he's purposely like stayed away.
Yeah.
But he did once do an improv class when we lived in London. He did an improv class. He did like just kind of the intro, and he
Yeah.
had fun. But he was like, "But I won't be as good, so I'm just going to leave that." And I think he likes to imagine that if he ever did pick it up, he could be, but we'll never know. So you know, so it's always the possibility is always there.
I like that. I know for sure that I'm not as good as Mo. Like I've gone up there now and I'm like, oh, I've actually lost so many times on one-on-one like debates all the time on stage. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
just don't get it.
I think I was quite mean last time, and that's on me. I'm surprised I won the audience vote because I was not very nice
What
to
were
Quentin.
you debating again about?
Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. It was part of the Fight Club show.
Oh yeah.
What's the worst quality about yourself?
Oh yeah, try and describe how a red flag you have is actually a positive thing. And Quentin just went up and just talked about all these things he's not good at.
It was too many red flags, I think.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, we could handle one, but you didn't need to add the other
You
seven.
rattled off like 17.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if that ain't a catch, I don't know what is. You
Yeah.
know? That's what I'm saying.
yeah, exactly.
People like a fixer-upper, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
Oh my
the
gosh.
it's New Zealand DIY, you know? We want to
I don't
fix
think people like it. I think people end up getting one because of a need, because it's cheaper. You know,
Yeah.
accessible, you know? It's not like they're like, oh, I really love this. It's like, oh, you know,
Yeah,
I have to go for that.
Yeah.
It's great when it's already done and they've already done all the mental work.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, we were really rolling the dice because we got together so young. Like, yeah, we just really didn't know which path we would take.
How young
Yeah.
were you?
I was 19 and Quentin was 20.
I was 20.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Yeah. I was Leonardo.
Quentin's older than me. And because we met at university and then kind of just ended up, we've been through many phases. Comedy is the most
Nice.
recent phase.
Yeah, nice.
And that's because basically we had a conversation a year ago where Quentin was like, you're doing comedy a lot, is it a hobby or is it something you want to take seriously? Because if it's a hobby, we can't be doing it every day. No, like that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
On that, how did you get into comedy? Because so you were like a staple in the Wellington comedy scene. You are hilarious. You're a Billy T nom, which I want to talk a little bit about as well, which is exciting. You got a new show coming up in the Fest. It's all happening. But how did it start?
Started a very long time ago. So my interest in comedy started when I was a child, a very young child, where I was just desperate to entertain. And I'd go around my friend's house and we'd put on, did you used to do this? Like put on little talent shows for your friend's mum?
Yes, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we would always try and do like comedy. And we didn't know how to do comedy. So we would just shout at the parent and be like, and now you laugh. And they...
So relatable.
And now you should laugh at this bit. And they'd go, oh. And you could tell they were fake laughing to appease us and also terrified. And it was so frustrating. I remember as a young person going, why can't I get them? What's wrong?
Yeah.
Where's my? Why do I have a natural ability to make this happen? It looks so easy on stage or on TV or whatever. Because my parents took me to a lot of theatre, and when I was young, because I lived near Edinburgh-ish, an hour away, so we go to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. So I always grew up on just live performance, comedy, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I remember borrowing a book from the library that was How to Write a Joke. Ooh. And I read this it was like an example of this, there's a hole in the ground and someone comes up to it and they step over it and then they slip on a banana skin. That was it.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's the joke because you expected something to happen. Something else happened and it's the surprise that happens that makes you go, I mean, it's a shit joke, but...
It makes sense, though.
It made sense.
Yes.
And I remember my little tiny child brain going, I get it. And so I just started writing jokes, writing little scripts, and even like at school, this is quite risky, but this was when I was like just moved to high school. I would, write a little script and then force other people in the year to perform it in front of just the year, which is not a cool thing to do. But
I love that.
Oh, that's great.
if they laugh, which they did, then suddenly you're like, it's okay. As long as you make them laugh, you can kind of get away with it, even if you're being a total nerd about it.
Yeah.
So that's how it started. And then when I kind of did a bit of acting and stuff like that, I did performing arts at uni. And when I moved to London after uni, I kept writing, and I really needed to find other actors to kind of be in the sketches. And my cousin, who's also a comedian, she said, you just have to do a course. You'll meet other people to write with. And that'll be you. So I went along to this. It was called Stand Up and Deliver, and I did the week's course, or however many weeks it was. I can't actually remember. But at the end of it, you had to perform, and I was like, I'm not performing. I'm here.
I'm a writer.
I'm a writer.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't just get up like a performing monkey. And I wrote to the tutor this really long email about all the reasons why I wasn't going to go on stage. Like, suck it,
These are my rights,
Yeah. But it wasn't like that. It was out of fear. Like I thought I cannot do this.
Yeah.
And especially back then, I hadn't seen lots of women do comedy. So when if you've not seen it, you're like, well, that's not what I do.
Yeah.
So I wrote him this big email, and he basically came back and was just like, "You're doing it." Like didn't give me an out, and so I had to.
Yeah. And so, how did it go?
Yeah, really well.
You're like, okay.
Well, the great thing about these showcase audiences is they're so primed.
Yeah.
They're really I think a lot of people have this, your first ever gig goes amazing. Yes. And then you do like a real open mic and you die on your arse. And you're like, well, now I'm addicted because I want to get the feeling of the first one back.
Yeah, you want that hit.
Yeah. So you're locked in and that's it.
That is what it's like.
That is what it's like.
Yeah.
We all had a really good first gig and thought, I am a comedy genius. And then you... absolutely ate shit the next day, and then you're in for life.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So I did this showcase, it went really well, and suddenly I was going around London, like gigging 5-6 times a week, on the open mics there.
Yeah.
I set up a group called the Comedy Collective. It's one of the worst things I've ever done. There's now like about 22,000 people in it.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I've left. I set it up because I was trying to meet other people to gig with, and then it just got so big and so toxic and so awful that I was like, I really regret creating this. But it was like, I think I even had a blog. Like it was.
Oh yeah.
I always heard that it's your first 100 gigs that are really important before you So I had like a little blog. I was honestly like, I was such a little comedy nerd.
I love it.
Yeah, but you know when you look back and you're like, oh, it's a lot of cred.
I want to read these, like Gig 33 didn't go so well.
I mean, hopefully they are completely scrubbed from the internet, because I could not cope with that. So yeah, so I was really, really nerdy about it, and I did it for 2 years and completely burnt myself out and quit. And I also had a kind of partner who was also in the industry, who was a producer, and there was some problematic things with producers around that time. I wouldn't say him, but I'd say people he was connected to.
Yeah,
there was some seedier clubs. A lot of stories that we hear.
Yeah,
that was
grotty.
The time for it.
Yeah, our producer's nuts. Honestly.
Grotty Aaron.
Grotty Aaron. Yeah.
Unhinged we are.
Yeah, we get what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like how all producers are terrible people.
Yeah.
So I gave it up, and I didn't really think about it. Well, I did other comedy. I kind of returned to bits of writing and stuff, but I didn't perform as a stand-up. And it was kind of going well in London. Like, I mean, it's different in New Zealand. I feel like you can kind of get somewhere a little bit quicker. But in London, I was getting onto paid gigs relatively quickly. I was getting pretty good opportunities. And so I almost walked away at a time where if I'd... sometimes you do think, like, what would have happened if I'd stayed?
Yeah.
But it just wasn't right. And so I gave up, I went away and did other things with my life. And then I think it was about 5 years later, I still really miss comedy. I wanted to come back. I didn't want to go anywhere near an open mic or that circuit. And so I thought, I'm just going to write a show. I'm going to write a longer show. And I started having this idea. I was 30. I was traveling the world. This is like a long story with a sad bit, but my brother passed away. And so I got a tiny bit of money from him. And I was like, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to travel, because I hadn't really traveled.
Just see the world.
Yeah, see the world and have an experience. So everything that I do is kind of in his memory. And so I literally quit my job, left my flat in London, and I went to Australia, and I was traveling around Australia, and I started writing this show called How to Find a Husband in a Year, because everyone back home was getting married, having babies, they had a house, and I had a suitcase.
Yeah.
And I was
different.
It's totally different. So I started writing this show where I was going to try and it was actually tongue in cheek. It was saying it doesn't matter if you've not, like, here's an alternative to finding a husband. Yeah. It was very much, I wasn't trying to find someone. And what happened is my parents came over from the UK, and they wanted to go around Australia with me, but they were like, but we actually really want to go to New Zealand more. Like, we know you live in Australia, but we've heard New Zealand's really nice. Yeah. Can we go there for a week? And
so funny.
Yeah,
it's like, thanks, parents.
Yeah, so we booked a week in Wanaka, but we were going to go around the South Island. And at the time, I'd been living on a farm in the middle of Queensland for 3.5 months, like hours away from civilization. Yeah. I was nannying there so I could get my other year to stay in Australia for longer, my working holiday visa. And then suddenly I was in Wanaka, I was in New Zealand. I was like, this is amazing. And I was like, maybe I'll move here. And so I applied on the plane back to Australia with my parents. I applied for a year in New Zealand. But what I had to do is, because of my age, I was coming up for my birthday. I almost had to get back into the country of New Zealand the day before I turned 31, I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh, the youth visa thing.
Yeah, so I had to get it. And so there was like this whole timing thing. And also I knew I could defer Australia to another year. So I got another year, a year in New Zealand and a year in Australia. And so what happened is my parents left, they came back to the UK, and I had to fly back to New Zealand, and I arrived in Queenstown on my birthday, but I didn't know anyone. So I was like in a hostel on my birthday on my own. Yeah. Just like, is this the right thing?
A singular party popper just...
yeah, like really sad. I think I was in a mixed dorm because it was a hostel. I think I did have like a little cry. But then I was getting like... You know, the great thing about living in several countries is you get the birthday wishes from the UK and Australia. So, you know, it lasts for longer, the time zone. So that's coming in. And I'm like, no, I've made the right decision, I think. So I spent a year living and working in New Zealand, mostly in the South Island. Thought that the financial situation would be the same as it was in Australia, where you get paid really well. Yeah, found out no. Especially because I was living in Queenstown and I was working on a ski field at the time. Yeah, and so I was running out of money, but I had an amazing year, and I still had this idea for this show. And I came up to Wellington. I spent 8 weeks in Wellington. My money was really running out at this point.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, maybe Wellington's a bit bigger. Obviously, there's no open mics in Queenstown. Well, there actually has been a few now, but at the time there was
There's
not.
just nothing, yeah.
And I thought, I wonder what the scene is like here. So I asked a few people, and I was told to get in touch with Jerome, right? I was told to get in touch with Jerome, so I sent Jerome a little email just saying, I'm just curious, what is the open mic circuit like here?
Yeah.
How would one go about it if they decided that they would like to do
if
it?
I was keen.
If I was keen. And then on the Sunday night, I got an email. You know the Raw Meat Monday email where it's like, here's who's on tomorrow?
Yeah.
I got that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do you mean I'm on?
I love that.
That does sound classic,
That sounds
actually.
like how you started. You just like forced into it.
Yeah. Always by email by some kind of man like,
Yeah.
You will be doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I had this email and I thought, I've got to go on stage tomorrow. And so I went to the library. That was so nice for me because it's reopened.
Yeah.
But I remember
so
going
nice.
to that library in central Wellington and sitting with a little notebook and trying to figure out what to talk about. And I was like, well, maybe I'll talk about trying to find this husband thing that I've been doing.
Yeah.
And I went to Fringe Bar and I did it. I did that gig. And then there was a paid or slightly more pro night maybe called The Medicine at the time, which is no longer running. But the producer from that said, oh, do you want to come back on Wednesday? So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is cool.
Bit of momentum already.
Yeah, right. I'm getting booked in New Zealand. And so I did that. And around the exact same time, I was trying to find a husband. I was on Tinder and I was saying yes to absolutely every single guy because it was material.
Yeah.
And I matched with a guy who was back in London, literally like a couple of stops away from where I used to live when I was living in London. So like, like West London, tube stop, couple doors down, whatever. He was thinking about moving back to Wellington, so he'd set his settings. He'd upgraded to Tinder Gold so he could check his settings back home, see what was out there.
Wow.
And he saw my profile and thought, oh, she's from the UK, so she might come back here or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm just saying yes to everyone.
Yeah. I was getting these stories.
I don't even know. And so we matched, and it was 12,000 miles apart, and we started chatting. And so when I did this gig, because I started chatting to this guy, I stood on stage and I said, look, if it works out with this person that I've just started chatting to, I'll be back. And so I said to them, like, look out for it, whatever. And then, that guy that I started chatting to back in London, we kind of started talking on the phone and it just became more and more and more. And then what happened is I ended up going back to the UK, half because I was running out of money, half because I wanted to see if there was anything there. And then that's literally my now partner who I have a kid with.
Yeah.
So we're actually not married.
Yeah.
So I did not find a husband in a year.
No.
But I went on to make that show. And I also ended up with him. And so when I went back to the UK to meet him, I was like, do I go to Australia and do this other year that I worked hard for? Do I do longer in New Zealand? Or do I go back to the UK and see if this works? And then hopefully if it does work out, because he's Kiwi, I'll eventually get to move there as a partner.
And that's what happened.
That's what happened.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I came back to New Zealand that actually I really started doing comedy properly again.
Yeah.
So I did a couple of shows in Edinburgh, but again, it was like longer shows. I didn't really fully go back to the circuit.
Yeah.
And then when I got to New Zealand, the first gig back was, like I said, at the Fringe Bar. I think I emailed Jerome and was like, I'm coming back. And and then I moved here. It was great. And that's because the circuit is so different, and also things have moved on a lot.
Yeah.
The producers are less grubby. It's a very different experience.
Except for Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So it's really weird. So when people say, how'd you get into comedy? I feel like there's two very, very different worlds for me.
Yes.
There's when I first started it, and I did learn a lot from there, but really kind of me now, it started in New Zealand. And so I've been here for 5 years this year.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's been pretty cool. And my journey here has just been like, doing a few gigs and then getting other opportunities and then starting to travel the country a little bit more. And I have been back to the UK since.
Yeah.
And I did do these bigger gigs, and it's so nice because it's like I don't have to go back to the... And also those gigs are quite different now, I think, to when I first started. Well, probably some that aren't.
Yeah. There's always a couple
There's always
gigs
a
that you're
couple.
like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a very, very long story, but that's my origin story.
There's
I'm
so
actually
much
so
in
glad
there.
to hear it.
Yeah.
Because I heard your name And then you, I think, had obviously your first amazing child, and so you weren't around, but I kept hearing your name and from people being like, "Oh my gosh, Samantha is amazing," and then I was like, "Cool," and then I never saw you.
she doesn't really do anything.
And then you appeared
She's
back.
so lazy.
Well, I was like, yeah. I was like,
I knew you'd gone off to have a kid, all right? I'm not with this guy.
no, but then you came back, and then I saw you do. I think you emceed my Raw Quest thing, and I was like, "Whoa!" And that might have been one of your like first gigs back. And then like within 6 months, you're nominated for Billy T, and I was just like, "Oh
You're on so many
wow,
gigs."
yeah, the stories are true of performance and like." I've only seen, and I've been watching some of your stuff now that you're doing. And I was like, "Oh, I get it. I get it.
kind,
Yeah." But you hear rumors go around, and I'm like, "Whatever, this Samantha, like, ugh." I'd never seen her perform, and then when I saw, I was like, okay."
You know, it was weird coming back because, I took time off from maternity leave. So I took a year off my day job and I took 6 months off performing. And I feel like a lot happened in those 6 months. Like, I feel like there was just like, this whole cohort started.
True, it has been like,
it just exploded
6 months.
in that time. So it was quite, so I'd see these big gigs being booked or these big, and suddenly I was like, I did feel quite removed from it, and I did feel like, I'm not part of this world anymore. No one knows who I am, and it was really weird.
Oh no, we know who you are. We were hearing it coming through.
It was so weird to go from obviously moving to a new country and then kind of working hard, because that was my plan. When I moved here, I knew that Toby and I that's my partner. I knew that we wanted to have children. And so I knew that would make things harder, especially in the early days. So my strategy, but what I wanted was like, how do I really push comedy hard so that when I do take that time off, I still have a little bit of goodwill. So when I do come back, I can get booked again. And then what happened was, and like I am gigging again now, and it's not been that long, but when you do first come back, it's weird to go, go in a room and people are like, I've never seen you before, or it was really weird. And so a lot did change in those 6 months, but I do feel getting the Billy T was really nice because it was that external validation. And then I got pregnant again. I was like, okay, here we go.
Busy. It's all happening.
A lot to do in a year, but it's been really good, and I'm really enjoying being back. And it's been nice to see the changes that happened while I was away. But also, I'm saying that now because I feel like, you've asked me on this podcast. But that's what I mean. Like, there was, big gigs going on or big things, and I just wasn't included. And suddenly you go, oh no, like, have I lost my place, or is it? Am I just? What do I need to do to get back?
Yeah.
And it just takes a little bit of time, I think, because obviously it would. Why, if someone set up a gig, why would they book you if they've never seen you before?
It's a funny thing because it's this, and like with some of our kind of like group who started during that 6 months, it has been a particularly kind of weird because a bunch of people moved across from improv essentially to do stand up, and it all kind of happened at the same time, and it all happened in that weird short period of time as well, which is quite interesting. But we often talk about, because I understand kind of getting like everyone loves it. We all kind of do the comedy, but also quite a lot of us experience burnout. But then also when you take the break for a little bit, it's so fast moving, and it's kind of like, it is this weird kind of wanting to always be relevant, which I was surprised to find to be kind of such a big part of being kind of in the comedy scene. So it is an interesting thing. Just been like,
like you want to take breaks, but then you feel like if you do take a break, then suddenly everyone's going to forget who you are, and you'll be replaced.
It's such a bizarre kind of like, because it's a bizarre work environment, really.
I think that's true of a lot of work environments, like especially, it's probably different because you can dip in and out more than in other, like you can't just be like to if you say you've got like a day job in an office, you can't be like, I'm just not going to come in for like a month and I'll see you in a bit, I'm just not feeling it.
My brother did that. He thought he could do that. He got fired.
Okay. No one can fire you from comedy, really.
He's done that to me because he was an apprentice when I was building. And then I called him. I was like, "Mate, where are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm up like I'm in Palmerston North, like 2 hours away from here." And I was like, "You kind of got to let me know when you're not going to turn up." And he's like, "Oh, I'm letting you know now." And I was like,
"It's too late.
I'm stuck here holding a plank of timber by myself like a chump, and it requires 2 people to carry that one, So I was just like, "Well, I guess, that's it." Yeah. So But did you feel like it's like riding a bike though? Like where you I'm pretty sure I could ride a bike now. I think it's been a while.
Really?
Have you ridden a bike before?
Yeah, when I was like younger and stuff, and then when you take a break.
I'm
You know
not
what I mean?
I find riding a bike after a break hard, but that's because I'm not very coordinated.
I wasn't very good at riding a bike when I was young. Like I learned really late.
Yes, me
so
too.
I feel like it's like, oh no, childhood trauma. Remember when I was the last person to learn how to do this at my school?
Yeah.
And we all went to like the special camp thing, and everyone was like mountain biking down the thing, and I was just like learning to ride on the flat
Yeah.
with a special tute.
You got the training wheels. Yeah.
But I think so coming back, it is all there. I think, especially if you have done it for a long time.
Yeah.
That it is there, but it does take you a while. It still took me a bit of time. The nerves had amplified a lot.
Yeah.
When I first came back, I used to get really nervous. I'm less nervous now than probably I was before I had a kid. I think just because like my priorities have changed a bit. So for me now, when I do comedy, it's a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I put so much pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And so I get really nervous. Where now I'm like, I mean, I have to try and keep a child alive.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah,
much
that's
harder.
part of it.
I got this.
This is fine. Like,
Yeah. Are you still getting like the hit of doing comedy, like the rush now?
I know that went a long time ago for me. I get it from real big gigs. So say it's like an opera house.
Yeah. Okay.
It sounds really grand.
Yeah.
I've performed there so often, but no.
Staples Centre or like
I've opened,
Wimbledon.
I've opened for a couple of bigger acts, and I've done gala.
Yeah.
You're doing gala.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yep.
And so those rooms give you that rush because they do, but it's rare to get that from a fringe bar kind of gig. But maybe I'm just slightly dead inside to it. Because I know some people, and also I judge myself so harshly
Right.
that even a gig that feels like it went well, I don't know. If I absolutely know that I nailed it, or if I didn't think I was going to, and then it went better than I thought, maybe I'll get that feeling.
Yeah.
But I think it gets harder and harder to get that, and I think that's because it's like a drug where it's like you're chasing the high.
Yeah. And you never get it back.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get the exact opposite reaction where I will get an insane low.
Yeah.
Even if the gig went well,
Yeah.
I'll come off and I'll go.
Man, I did a 10 out of 10 on
One-
that show.
Yeah.
Not good.
I mean, if you come up to me and say you were 10 out of 10, I'll know I've done terribly. I'll be like, that hurts me. But no, I get the opposite. So even if it's been a nice gig, sometimes I'll still come off and I'll be like, well, now I feel hollow inside. And I've never quite worked out the correlation of that. But Gabby Anderson, amazing comic on the scene, she will get a voice note from me going, I feel nothing inside. There's just certain people that you can chat about that stuff, but she's definitely one of them for me. And so I don't get the high as much. But I also don't get, I get those little moments. I used to get them really bad.
I see. So it was like a roller
So
coaster.
not as much now. I don't get usually I can get over it. I can shake it in a couple of hours. Whereas I used to feel like I'd get like a 3-day come down from certain gigs. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was bad.
Hangover's
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah, and I'd
Damn.
be like in my head going, oh God, well, I said that one thing, or
Yeah.
that one person in the audience looked at me like I'm a terrible person.
Yeah.
And,
It's worse when it's your mum as well.
yeah.
It's like, that sucks. Yeah.
Can't wait to have her down for Comedy Fest.
Yeah, she's going to be here. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
I don't know what your experience of that is, but for me, my parents are the opposite. Like I could go up and they'd still be like, oh, yay. I know. They were actually in the audience at the gig we did at Bats Theatre.
Yes,
they were over
Triple
there.
Threat.
But it's like anything you say, they'll just be like, even if it's all going terribly, they'll just be. I know it's sweet, but it also gives you other issues. Because they would, because like maybe they praise me too much.
Right.
You're like, I got this.
Yeah, and then when you don't understand why, or when someone criticizes you, you're like, what do you mean?
They're like, why? My mum's so... my parents, very supportive. They come to so many of my gigs, and I talk about some pretty horrifically kind of like gross stuff on stage. It's mainly gross. That's the thing. But my parents will both be like, oh, that wasn't your best one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they kind of like, I think they think somehow that they're also kind of my coach when they're not. But both of them they're like, that was a good show. Do more of that. I'm like, thank you for that. Great. Awesome. So it's an interesting kind of like we did the Welly Full of Laughs.
Yeah.
And I kind of choked on my own spit twice by accident because I fucked up my breathing. I've got a clip of it too. I'm going to turn it into something as a little gift for Aaron.
Thank you.
Because there's some but like straight afterwards, I was like, I think I still did okay. And my mum came up and she was like, wow, you fucked up your breathing on that. I was like, Mum.
See, in a way, I kind of like that. Like my mum would never be. She would just be like, "Oh, it was so good." And it was very sweet. But yeah, sometimes you're like, I need a bit of a reality check, maybe.
Yeah.
I think there's a balance. It's been interesting with my partner because my partner, especially in the early days, would be more honest.
Yeah.
And then we realised it's probably not a good thing to
Uh,
do because especially when you just first come off stage, you're not always ready to process.
No.
Yeah.
Someone
Give it some
else's
time.
true feedback, and so
Yeah.
we had to learn like when was appropriate.
Yeah.
And sometimes I am open to his feedback, but
Yeah.
not when I've just done an Edinburgh Fringe show and I'm not happy. And we're sitting in a bar after, and he's going, "So do you want to know what I thought?" And I'm like,
No,
Oh.
I'm
no.
actually good.
Yeah. You keep those thoughts to yourself, but then you know that they have thoughts.
Yes.
So then you're like, "But what are you
What are the
thinking?"
thoughts?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on your mind, and then you're
Yeah.
like, well, okay, now you've got to tell me.
Yeah, awful.
No,
Yeah.
So we had to
yeah.
learn a little bit of a strat, and I don't know if you've experienced that or how you do feedback with each
Well,
other.
I've just learnt today, right? I've got to say it went well.
Yeah.
Like,
Go,
every
you're
time.
true.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want honest feedback.
Honest feedback.
But the issue is actually me. I'm the problem. I'm often the problem, actually. And when we get to the pet peeve section, I'm pretty sure I'll be the problem there as well.
Yeah.
But like I can handle. Yeah,
This is
yeah,
the producer
yeah.
going,
Every time I'll start sharing something, then I'll reflect midway and go, oh no, I'm the problem. But with Quentin, because I want to be supportive. I want to help. We are still figuring out that balance because Q is newer to stand-up comedy and to comedy in general, and I'm really harsh when I give feedback, and I need to work on that. I'm very much like, no, that's not good. Oh, that's good. Do that. But sometimes you're like, could you be kinder? I'm like, oh yeah,
Because
probably.
I see what she's like around other people, and then she's like, I don't need a fit, like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to give you honesty. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
I'm
All right.
honest with some of the comedians that I work with in a more direct way as well, to be fair.
Yeah, there's been a lot of tears.
Yeah. What? I've not made anyone cry. You retract that.
Feels like you might have learned that from your mum, though.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, exactly. We are very similar.
Yeah.
I'd like you to retract that. I've never made anyone cry to my knowledge.
We're just going to blame our parents for everything.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
how it works.
Speak for yourself, Mo.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. You don't even squeeze any tear out. If you can squeeze a tear out, I'll give you that.
See, this is what I'm talking
so
about.
you can't even do it. You can't even cry on demand.
Because I'm numb after all this bullying from you.
Yeah, yeah. And what she's saying is like, just do better. Just
do better.
Just do better.
I do relate to the numb thing. I'm kind of at that point myself where I don't get the high anymore. I also don't get nervous before shows, but it does mean that it does feel like work as opposed to just kind of like before it didn't feel like work, and now I'm like, and if it's a big gig, I'm like, yeah, this is great. But then for lots of gigs, I'm like, cool, we did the thing. Moving on.
Do you get nervous for kind of bigger, higher stake gigs?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do get
same.
nervous for those.
Yeah.
And I get nervous for the first time when we're doing like a brand new show,
Yeah,
actually.
that's scary.
Yes, yeah, when it's kind of untested.
Yeah.
And kind of on that, I was curious because you're a Billy T nom, and I want to kind of talk a little bit about that and a little bit about your show coming up. So yeah, like, how have you found the process of being a Billy T nom? Because it's quite a bit there's quite a bit of work in terms of getting to the nomination. It's a big nomination. It's exciting. So yeah, how are you finding the whole kind of the process?
So I'm enjoying it. I've applied for Billy T before, so it's like I've had the rejection before.
Yeah.
And so it's really nice to not be rejected. I think that's the first bit.
Yeah, like, yes.
Like
Yeah.
when you get the yes,
Yeah.
is really nice. And
Yeah.
so you definitely get that kind of like yay for a bit.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh no, now I've got to work.
Yeah.
But that's nice. Being nominated is lovely. And I think that's the thing. So I don't know if they're good. I don't know what will happen. I don't know if the rules will ever change, but I think you have to be at a certain point of your career and you can apply 3 times. That's how it was last time I applied. And then after that, you can't apply anymore. So you've kind of got like a little bit of a window.
Yeah.
I applied for the first time when I first moved to New Zealand.
Ooh, okay.
Because I thought it would be a really good way of getting to know other people.
Oh, you went in for that.
honestly,
That's quite good.
well, I didn't know
It's also
anyone.
such a wholesome reason to
Yeah.
apply. I love it.
I didn't know anyone, and I knew about the Billy T. I'd heard about it. Obviously, going to Edinburgh all the time, I knew Rose McPhail had won
Yeah.
the Edinburgh Award, and she had come from New Zealand, and there was this Billy T. So I already knew about it. it.
Yeah.
So when I moved here, I thought this is going to be a great way of getting to know everyone, getting to know how it all works, and you never know.
Yeah.
But no, they are never, ever going to pick someone that has just moved from the UK. I hadn't even, that was the year of COVID when my partner and I, we arrived here, we were in quarantine when we first got here. So there was no showcase in real life. It was online. Yeah.
Oh.
Which would be quite different.
Quite different.
Yeah.
So you had to pre-record your audition, I guess, and then you had to all watch it online. I think that's what it was. And speak to the judges on a Zoom call.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm there going, and so when it turned up to the day where we all kind of showed what we'd worked on and we all kind of, like we were all in a room together, everyone was like, who's that? It's not like the UK where you could gig and not know everyone. New Zealand, everyone knows each other. So they're just like, who's this person? And I'd literally just arrived in the country like, hello.
Yeah, you're like, this is great, team. Let's get to know each other. And everyone's like, what? We already know each other.
Yeah. Everyone knows each other apart from you. And that's the other thing as well, because I had an agent at the very, very end of when I was living in the UK. I had an agent over there, and basically when I first moved to New Zealand, she was like, I'll represent you. So she used to like email people going, how could Sammy get on your gig? And they're like, just send us a Facebook message. we don't need you. I was giving her a cut at the very beginning of all the gigs I was in, and eventually I had to say to her, I don't think
it works the same. Yeah.
And then we decided, so if I go to the UK, she'll kind of help me with gigs. And actually, when I opened for Chelsea Handler at St James's Theatre. Cool. That came from her. So we still have a relationship. She's amazing. Yeah. Daisy. And so, we still have a relationship, but we really early was like, New Zealand's too small for this.
Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah, everyone knows everyone.
Just pop round to so-and-so's house and just ask them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So she was like CCing me into things, like going through official channels. And so, I and now I went through this process, and obviously I got a no, because why wouldn't I? And then I applied again. Now I'd actually done some stuff, and that was the first time I did the showcase up in Auckland, and Lisa went for it at the same time, Lisa McLeod Whiting, and we both got rejected that year. And we decided, that's when I had this idea for a podcast, Are We Pals? Lisa and I knew each other because we gigged in the same city, but we weren't friends, and we never really knew why. It was like we were skirting around the idea of being friends.
Close, but
not
quite.
We not?
Will they not be friends?
It was like that.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to go for a coffee? Is that too much? And so we didn't know. And also, it would always be like one or the other on a gig, I guess, like, Scottish-ish, blonde, white women. It's like, we can only have one. So we often weren't on the same lineups.
Yeah.
And so we just danced around this idea of maybe being friends, weren't kind of sure if each other liked each other. I think we were both like, I like you, but do you like me? And so when we went for this process together, we got closer. We both got rejected, and you know what it's like when you both you go through that together. And
shared trauma brings people together.
It's so good, isn't it? Trauma bonding.
Yeah.
So, not getting nominated for something is trauma, but in comedy it really is.
Yeah.
It hurts.
The rejections hurt.
It does hurt. And so I started a podcast with Lisa. Are We Pals? The whole kind of concept was, are we friends? And finding out, because sometimes it's like in dating, it's easier to ask, what are we?
Yeah.
But no one does that in friendship. So sometimes
true.
you don't move on with someone because you're not quite sure where the other one stands. So we became really good friends for doing that podcast, which was awesome. And then when I went off on maternity, I thought, I'm going to apply again, but I think this is my last go, unless they're very kind and decide that the COVID year doesn't count. Because it was a bit
odd.
And I think probably probably didn't fully count.
It's an asterisk,
And it did get me to know people. Like, I did genuinely get to know Festival for going for the process, so it did help. And so I applied again, not expecting. I was like, I've not been gigging for 6 months. I've just had a baby. The kind of stuff I'm going to be talking about is so different, but let's just do it. And then I went up and I did the showcase, and they said that they were going to phone at a certain time, and I did not get a call like most of the morning. So I was like, I know, I've done this before. You get called straight away in the morning. It is not happening, and that's okay. But obviously I would have then had been very sad for a bit, but it's fine, it is what it is. And then I got a call and they were like, oh yeah, you've been nominated. And I was like, what?
What time do you call this?
Okay, what do you mean? I could not believe it. And I think it was something like the judges had to re-meet up to just like, they done it, like, they chatted until like midnight. Because they weren't,
They weren't agreeing.
It's hard. It's hard. There's so many people.
Yeah.
And so they had to re-meet, I think, in the morning to make the decision.
Yeah.
And so I was just really happy. So that's the first bit where you're just enjoying the fact that
you're like,
you've
yes.
finally got something that you've tried for, and that was really lovely. And then you're like, okay, I've got some work to do.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to be going back to full-time work in Jan, and so I kind of wrote most of my new show in maternity leave because I had the extra time.
Yeah, nice.
And then the idea was always this part of the year with me going back to gigs and trying it out.
Yeah.
And putting the show together. So I've loved that. I've loved writing. I've loved writing again. I've loved pulling the show together. I'm working with more people externally this year because I have to, because I am time poor because I have a 1.5-year-old.
Yeah, and you're back at work.
Yeah, back at work
and
full time, and so there's a lot going on. But I've loved it, and now we're getting to like the crunchy bit where suddenly you start to think, oh, it's a competition element, you're against your peers. And I do think in previous years, from people that have done billies, I do think it can have some negative effects on your mindset.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it happen before, and so for me, I was always like, how do I just enjoy this process?
Yeah, it's important.
And have a lovely time and just take it for what it is, which is a few extra people are going to come and see my show because it's been nominated for this award, a few more industry people, and it might kind of help me in my career, but it's not the be-all and end-all.
Yeah,
and so far, I've been feeling pretty healthy about it.
Oh,
that's
good.
fantastic.
And we don't know if that's going to stay. It might become like the time and suddenly I start to lose it. But to be honest, because I am pregnant again and I've got so much, I don't think I have room in my brain
To have that
that. I'm just really happy to be doing it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I'm really excited about the show. So that's where I'm at the moment. Ask me again in a month.
Yeah.
Actually, not in a month. Yeah, a month.
Yeah.
That'll be when we go up to Auckland, and then does the pressure get to you? And I think there is a little bit of being visible does make you feel a bit more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I wonder at the time, will I feel that pressure of going, oh gosh, what if, I go up to Auckland and people go, oh, you don't deserve this, or those kind of feelings I think can creep in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think having that kind of competition element maybe, but who knows? At the moment I feel very mentally well about it.
I think that's good.
Or I'm in denial, not sure.
Yeah.
Because when you're like, I feel too good. Is this real?
I don't trust it.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's wrong? Am
Yeah.
I emotionally balanced now, or am I missing something?
Like what?
Yeah. I think it's just because I'm so busy, and it's cool.
Yeah.
And maybe they've changed it a little bit. It doesn't feel super competitive.
I think that's a good thing.
I think we're all just kind of excited to be doing it.
Yeah. I think a couple of things help. I think because I'm helping Kipling with his show, so I'm directing his show, and his first, because we've got goals of what he wants to get out of it, and it's similar. He wants to have fun. He's seen people struggle with the competition element, and so he's kind of trying to completely park that to the side and go, yeah, cool, that's part of it. But actually, again, the same kind of thing that you've kind of gone into it with, being like, I want to put on a good show.
Yeah.
I want to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to enjoy what this kind of whole process is. So I think it's the right way to approach it, because,
And that feels like the vibe, I think.
Yes.
Because sometimes I'll speak to like a previous Billy T nominee and they'll go, quit, or like jokingly, but they'll go, don't do it, or it's not too late.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting that people kind of can come out of it, even though they will have enjoyed certain aspects, finding the competition element is
just
quite hard mentally.
Yeah.
Whereas at the moment, it doesn't feel like that's eating away at us. But like I say, it could change. But I think it's just nice. It's just nice.
It's just nice. Good to be kind of like aware of it as you go in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we head to the kind of next section of our podcast, which is kind of about pet peeves and all that kind of stuff, I want to really quickly talk about the show. So the show is called Peekaboo. You're doing a season in Wellington at Bats and then a season in Auckland at Q.
Yep.
We'll get the dates out there now because we're going to get them out there later. But in Wellington, it's the 12th to the 16th of May at Bats.
That's right.
And then in Auckland, the 19th to the 23rd of May at Q Theatre, which is
there's
going to
a
be
theatre called
fantastic.
Q.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Not
I
performing
was like,
act-
what am I doing? What's going on?
Don't worry. You're fine.
I was like, have I missed an email?
Stand down.
Okay, yeah.
It'll be great when you finally do your Q show at Q.
Q,
though.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be great.
Is it a good venue?
I think so. I've
Yeah,
never
it's-
actually.
it's a lovely theatre.
It's a lovely theatre, but I've never performed in the space that I'm performing at for this one.
I've got a hat that says Q on it, so
Oh, there you
go.
I might just go up
You're
there
in.
just to do that.
Just to
You
the
just buy all their merch, and everyone will just think
I
it's...
own this. I just walk
Yeah.
in. This is mine
my
now.
theatre, my
It's
theatre.
mine.
Yeah. So the show's coming up. It's called Peekaboo.
Yeah.
Without giving away too much, kind of like at like a high level, what is the show? Like, what's the inspiration? What's it about?
Yeah, so wrote most of it on maternity leave. So
Yeah.
it was very much that's what I was doing on a daily basis, was hiding behind my eyes and going peekaboo.
Yeah.
And making my son absolutely lose his shit. He loves that one. It's a classic.
It's a classic.
I mean, I didn't
It's a
write it,
banger.
so I can't but I perform it well.
Yeah.
And I would take him to little baby jam classes and stuff, and I'd be making all his little mates laugh, and I'm like, oh man, this is really good. This is
I love that.
Yeah.
I try to think about that all the time. I'm like, oh, I want to just like be silly like when I was a kid.
yeah,
Because that's where I have my most fun.
so fun.
And I feel like sometimes you forget what it was because your imagination was wild as a kid.
Yeah.
you're gonna love my show.
Yeah.
I don't want it to buy.
Yeah, look, the bits that I've been seeing you performing, I was like, oh, this is great. This
Yeah.
is great. Like, it takes me back to, I was like, this would be fun. Like, I can imagine
Yeah.
doing those bits as a kid.
Well, that's what I say, because I think because I'm a new parent, a lot of people think, oh, is this only going to be a show that's relatable for people that have had babies? But I'm like, no, this is for anyone that's been a baby.
Yeah.
If
Everyone's
you've been a
been
baby, everyone's been a baby, you'll be able
Yeah.
to bring you back. But that's what I realised. He gets so much joy from such simple things. And then I had to go back to comedy and remember how to speak to adults again, which was a little bit tough, because if you've been at home with a baby for 6 months and suddenly you're on stage and you're trying to speak about adult things and you're trying to speak about, you kind of forget for a while because
Yeah.
you're so in a bubble. And so I started thinking about this idea of like, how can I bring some of those really simple concepts and make my audience laugh and have the same delight that they had when they were a kid, while also talking about all these really adult things about now being a parent. So it's kind of like the two sides of it.
Bringing it together.
Bringing it together. And so, so the idea of like, how can I reinvent Peekaboo and make people feel that like joy that they felt when they were a kid, because people become harder and harder to please, we become more cynical and the world is weighing us down, and actually
Yeah.
do we just need an hour of just a break? And what really brought this kind of to the front of my brain was I went to Mainly Music, which is a little music class with my son, and he'd fallen asleep, and the leader handed me a couple maracas and was like, do you want to just do it anyway? And I was like, oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So we all started singing a song, and I'm there, and usually you've got your baby, so you're kind of interacting with them, but I'm just doing it. And I was like, this feels...
I can imagine you just be like, hey, can you guys just move to the
Yeah.
side? It's
I was
all
like,
about
can I have a
me.
solo? It felt amazing because
Yeah.
I was being completely mindful.
Yeah.
I was just in the moment. It was joyful. And I was like, fuck the baby. Why should I
having a
come
great
into
time.
this every week? And it just kind of made me realize that all this nurturing that we do to these babies, and they're in this lovely little bubble and kind of world of colours and fun and
Yeah.
storybooks. And I'm like, how do I bring a little bit of that so we could all feel like we've just been to a baby class together?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was the idea.
Awesome.
And then as I started like working on my material is much more about the kind of the ups and downs of being a new parent. And there's a lot of shame or taboo, or you get shamed a lot as a parent. There's a lot of what you can do
Yeah.
and you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
And so when I first started talking honestly about some of the stuff that's happened as a new mum, I was really worried I was going to be judged. But then suddenly you see people in the audience
Be like,
like, oh yeah, like,
Me too.
who gives their kids screen time? And everyone's like, I do. I know I'm not supposed to. Or, like, whose kid ate something off the floor the other day? And everyone's like, yeah, mine.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, this is stuff that you kind of aren't supposed to talk about all the time in polite conversation. We're all supposed to be these perfect parents. And so, so it's kind of about that. And if I can unburden anyone of feeling that shame, then great. But
Nice.
also, I just want people to have a really fun hour. So that's kind of, that's where it is. And that's what I've been working on bringing together for the show. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic and like an absolute joy. Can't wait.
I can't wait. I'm
Yeah.
actually excited. That's
Yeah.
the other thing. Is like, I'm looking forward to doing it.
Yes, that's the best.
Yeah.
It's quite
Best.
important
Yeah.
that the comic isn't enjoying what they're doing.
Yes.
But I
Yeah.
often think it's not always the case, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Some people are like, oh, I have to say the same joke again. It's like,
Yeah. Just have fun
enjoy
and
You just have fun.
it makes a big difference.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
So I'm really, really excited to get stuck in. I hope it all kind of comes together. And, so that's the only other scary bit. So you have it in your mind, then you start to put it on stage, and you go, actually, there's the gap of what you thought was possible, maybe what is.
Yeah.
But that's what the next few weeks are for, figuring that part out.
Yeah. This time it's going to be
There's
great.
There's time.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, should we move on to? We've got a couple of little segments. We'll probably keep them pretty tight, pretty quick today.
Mine's easy. You'll be on my side for sure.
Yeah. So the first part is our pet peeve segment.
Yes.
We each bring a pet peeve to the table. We present it to you one at a time, and you can decide who's right or wrong, or you can just be like, both of you suck, or both of you are right. We've had a whole mix. I'm going to chuck it to Q first to start.
Okay.
With his pet peeve that he's brought.
This one's gonna hit, I think, everyone. You know, like
Okay.
this
I
one's
bet it's
quite
not.
personal as well, like, but also quite public because, yeah.
Just say the pet peeve.
Okay, right. So, like, in our early days, I've kind of just accepted defeat now. But in the early days, in bed, I'd wake up freezing cold because I would wake up with no blanket on me. So then I went and got just my own blanket. So we had 2 blankets.
It's very Scandinavian.
Yeah, well, I was like, because it just gets pulled off me. So this time, I think I've just gotten used to sleeping with no blanket now. But that's such a pet peeve of mine is when you wake up and your partner has just taken all the blankets for themselves. You then bring a second blanket into the relationship of the bed.
Yeah.
And that blanket then also gets pulled off you as well. So now I'm at this point where I'm just like, well, I'm just going to get used to being cold at night. Which actually has helped me sleep a lot better as well, to be honest. But that's not
Well,
the
you're
point.
welcome.
The pet peeve is just constant. Are you a puller? Do you pull the blankets off someone? You know, your partner? Because that's where I'm at.
I mean, this is really showing that my new parent stage that I'm at, but my partner and I are in different beds at the moment.
Yeah. Which means you both got blankets.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how great it is.
To have your own blanket?
No, we don't. No, to have
Yeah.
your own bed. Not only do we have our own bed, we have our own bedroom at the moment.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Because so you kind of what happens is you have a kid and sometimes they'll be in the bed a lot, and then it's like easier if one person needs to get sleep, they go to the other bedroom or whatever.
Yeah.
And then now because I'm pregnant with the second one, I don't want to be getting up as much if my son does wake up.
Yeah.
So my partner is upstairs in his own bed with his own covers.
Oh, he's living like a king.
But no, he's having to get up. He's having to get up with our son.
Right.
So whereas I'm downstairs in my own room.
Yeah.
At my own blanket. The cat chooses me, which he's gutted about because for ages she was choosing him.
It's really funny.
So we do fight about that actually, who the cat picks.
Yeah.
And but I'm also waking up because I just have pregnancy insomnia. So yes, I can imagine it would be annoying, but it's.
I have some rebuttal as well.
Do you want to go for that first, and then I'll make my mind up?
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, once you've got 2 blankets and you're not keeping a hold of either of them, your fault. User error. At that point, I don't think you can be helped.
Wow.
And so, actually, my entire rebuttal is that your technique is poor.
Okay, that's a good. Okay, now I
You're
have
into
questions.
war now and sleep?
Why are you taking both the blankets, and what are you doing with them?
I'm asleep. So
Yeah, so
I'm
you don't
I'm
know.
not actually sure.
Right.
She says she's
what
asleep.
I do, I think I just kind of like I'm definitely asleep. I think I just like kind of like just like curl into it.
And then
You know,
go,
like a
and
little-
then now another one.
A little cocoon.
Yeah, like a little burrito.
Third
Well-
blanket?
Third blanket could be the answer, but also so Q every half an hour, maybe less, turns over.
Yeah.
So he's constantly moving, and I'm not.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just about to jump in because I can relate to this.
Are you
Yeah.
also getting stolen blankets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Poor technique.
My partner is a wriggler
Ah.
and will constantly move. And as they're asleep, we'll just be pulling blankets. So I will also be waking up very cold.
Wow.
So but it
Yeah.
sounds like you're the.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe my wriggling technique's not good.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to up my game
You
and
need to go
like
counterclockwise.
I'm going
The other
I'm
way,
Go,
the other
I'm
way.
going clockwise.
Yeah.
That is-
I have a suggestion for all of you. Has anyone
Yeah.
thought about another bed? A separate
haven't.
bed?
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
I have brought this up.
Quite good.
I brought this up with Mo. Mo was like, "No, we can't be doing that." And I was,
Yeah.
I've had the best sleeps.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
but that's it. But there's a real I get it. There's a
Yeah.
real hesitance because it's like, because they call it sleep divorce.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you decide you're going to go into another room, but it's wonderful. I can't explain. I mean, not all the time. My partner and I are going away for the next few nights. His parents are going to look after our son Charlie, and so we'll be sharing a bed. And it's lovely when you do now and again. But do you know how nice it is to not?
I'm a diagonal sleeper too. So like I like sleeping
You do whatever
corner
you want
to
when
corner.
you've got your own bed.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll sleep with my head down the other end.
But I do get it. There is a hesitance. People think that it can be a signal of problem in the relationship. I actually don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
I feel that we've been sold this idea. The reason we probably had to share beds is because of
Like economy or something like that.
or the Flintstones started or whatever. Exactly, like economy, expensive.
Yeah.
Just, we were sold
Cut
this.
costs.
We
Yeah.
were sold this thing.
Yeah.
But is it as a species? Are we supposed there's no immediate threats?
Yep.
It's true.
So are we just doing it because we feel we have to? But actually,
Yeah.
the solution, we shouldn't be. If this many people in a room are having problems,
Mm-hmm.
is a bed fit for purpose?
I think
A double bed or a king bed or whatever. What size
Well,
bed?
like-
That might also
it's
Yeah.
a queen, maybe.
queen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like if I'm sick, this is when we'll do it. I will, because I'm such a loving husband, I will remove myself from the room
Yeah.
and sleep somewhere else so that Mo can have a good sleep and I'm not coughing and waking
Yeah.
her up. That reciprocity
Reciprocity.
Yeah, well, you
does
can
not
just leave
happen.
again if I'm sick.
So I leave. Okay, yeah.
And why would you be like, no, we can't have separate beds because you think it's almost like the beginning of the end or something like that?
I like to use the bed in the spare room to store props.
Oh yeah, that's
you.
the other one.
Yeah. Because that's another thing. It's quite a privileged thing to say, oh, just use these spare bedrooms.
Oh,
And some people will be like,
yeah.
well, we don't have a
Yeah.
spare
We'll
bedroom.
just use our
Yeah,
fifth
yeah.
our
Then
fifth
get
room.
bunk
Yeah.
beds.
Oh, I love bunk beds.
We actually have, like, because we used to, like, stay in hostels quite a bit
Yeah.
when we were staying, because we moved to London and didn't have anywhere to live to start with, and we did do a lot of bunk beds sleeping. There was a lot of arguments about who got to go on top, though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Depended.
I think the answer to this pet peeve is that maybe we've been sold a lie about beds.
I think so.
Yeah.
You're trying to not take the loss on this? Okay, fine. Fair.
But I think
Yeah.
that some couples take it so far, don't they? They're like, should we just have separate houses and lives
Whoa,
in existence?
and
I
then
know
whole-
some people that do like to do
Well,
that.
and separate families.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. One
Yeah.
that the other one doesn't know about. maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
secret family.
that's
I don't
how it
know how people
happens.
have the time. The
Maybe
admin
that's it.
alone.
Separate beds are the gateway to.
But is it? That's what I think we worry about. But I actually wonder if maybe separate beds could save some relationships.
I
I
so
think it
too.
does, actually.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're allowed
Um,
snorer. I mean,
Yeah.
solved.
Yeah.
The
Actually.
solution is sleep divorce.
Yeah,
Sleep
that is the
divorce.
solution.
I
And
love
they
that
shouldn't.
term.
It's got
Yeah.
such a negative name, sleep divorce. We need to think of something that's more.
Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Sleep separation.
We're independent sleepers. Like,
Independent sleepers, I think, is quite fun.
We're in a fantastic relationship, but we are independent sleepers, or we're practicing independent sleeping.
Oh,
I quite
yeah.
like that, actually.
Yeah.
That's quite good. My pet peeve is, I think I'm going to, I'm not sure how I'm going to go with this. My pet peeve is something that's been happening this week that's been really annoying me. It's happened about 4 times.
Have I done it that often?
This
Wow,
week, yeah.
This is really
So
good.
Quentin does a thing where he'll call me,
Okay.
and which is
Oh,
lovely.
yeah. Whoops.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
He'll call me. I'll pick up the phone, and then he'll go, "Hey, what's up?"
Oh,
Oh, I'm just checking in. I'm
Yeah,
just checking
that's
in.
quite sweet.
But,
though.
but he's asking me why I called when he called him. He
Oh.
called me.
Oh, because you didn't answer the first time.
Yeah, so when I pick up the
Oh,
phone,
yeah, yeah.
I pick up the phone and you're like, "Hey, yeah, why are you calling?" I'm like, "What do you mean why am I? You're the one that called." It's happened 4 times this week.
Most
That's
of the
my
time,
pet peeve.
Most of the time, I forget that
Right.
the first call happened. So that's probably what's happening when
I'm
I
not
answer
calling
it.
you back. You're calling me.
Oh, so I'm still confused right now. Then that's what's going on.
You're calling. I'm picking up your phone call and you're going, "Yeah, hey, what's up? Why are you calling?"
That's
Oh man, I feel bad for all my contractors now because they're like, I'm the one that's supposed to be telling them what to do, and they're like, "What are we? What?" I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" Oh man, sorry guys, on site. yeah, okay.
Do you do that to other things? Like, do you phone like the doctors and you go, "Hey, what
Yeah.
appointment do I need to come in for?" We don't know. You've
You called us.
I think sometimes I'm just keen to chat. So
Oh, yeah.
like when I forget sometimes why I've called the person, like especially if a contractor's done something, and I call them like, "Oh, I need you to sort something out." I'll just talk about their day. I'll be like, "Hey, how were the kids? What's going on?" And they'll be like, "All right, I'll catch you later." And then I'm like, "Oh, I got to call them back again." Because I forgot to tell them what I was actually calling them about for. And then it's awkward because then I call them back and they're like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "I forgot." And then they're like, and it's sometimes bad news. And so, you know, I'm like, "I need you to redo that whole thing." And they're like, "Well, we've just had this lovely chat." And so I'm like, "Oh, whoops."
Sorry.
I was kind of lead you down the garden path there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a normal thing.
No, I don't think that is. I was going to say that that's more than an irk. That's
Yeah.
like there's some kind of communication failing.
Problem.
Yeah. I'd be so annoyed if my boss rang me. It was like, "How are you doing?" Yeah, good. Oh, I just wanted to see how you are. Oh, that's so nice. And then she hangs up and then phones back and goes, sorry, I forgot to tell you, you absolutely balls this up.
Yeah. Actually, you're fired.
Yeah. I'd be like, why are you telling me that the first time?
Yeah.
You put me into a false sense of security.
Yeah, it's insane.
yeah.
Okay, I'm feeling victory for that
I think
myself.
so. I think you could take that.
Yeah.
I think some people would enjoy a phone call to see how their day was, but then find the bad news, right? Like,
No.
you bad news first.
Stop trying to repackage it as a
Yeah.
positive thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Well, should we move on to our last part of our podcast, which is the most random bit, which is Quentin was a builder. He's not anymore, but he still has tools, so he likes to show them off.
We do it.
So this is called You're a Tool.
Yeah, lovely.
It's got a soundtrack that plays
Oh,
silently.
yeah.
And
That's
Quentin
beautiful.
brings out a tool, and then if we know what it does, we can just say, hey, we already know your tool's basic, or we can guess. But for the audio listeners, let's describe what it is. I think I know what this is.
Oh, that's good.
I think I know too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
You've gone easier today.
I thought, well, yeah, it was because I was going to put this tool away. I used it yesterday, and I was like, you know what?
used it
It's
yesterday.
sitting
That
there.
changes things. I'm not sure
Yeah.
now.
So it's a metal rectangle, quite long, shiny, and there is a hand steel. Is it steel?
Yeah, it is steel.
And
yeah,
then there is
stainless.
stainless steel.
Like a fork.
There's a few stains on it though, so I don't understand how that works.
Oh, I think that's a budget one. I bought the cheapest one.
And then it's attached to like a wooden handle, quite girthy handle.
It's
actually,
quite a
isn't it?
girthy
Yeah.
handle.
It
Yeah.
feels
The
good.
handle is
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you feel like you
I
could
think-
take someone out with that?
I mean, I wouldn't try. That'd be it's very like rusty and pointy. I feel like if you tried to.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
it then. I
Yeah.
felt it then.
When
I
you
was
said
ready.
that, I was like, don't even give me that idea.
Yeah,
What if I do
no,
it by mistake?
Yeah.
Now I'm just imagining like bludgeoning someone with this tool.
But this thing, yeah.
Yeah.
What do we think it does?
I think I know what it does, but I don't know what it would be called. So I think if you have like, I'm gonna say, I was gonna say plaster, but I also think like the thing that maybe you put between bricks, so like some kind of
yeah.
So, I don't know if it's cement or some kind of liquidy, putty-ish thing, and then you're trying to smooth it off and like bring it out. That is what you use this for. Is it a scraper?
I mean, the purpose that you said it's for is pretty much that's how I would explain it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic.
so you nailed the purpose.
Okay.
Scraper? No, unfortunately not. Smoother? No.
Okay, give us a clue.
I think. Oh gosh. Yeah, you're right on the money. You got to figure out what it's used for. It's a type of compound that it's used.
Plaster?
Yes,
So
that's
it is
it.
plaster. So it's
Yeah.
a plasterer.
Yeah, plaster.
That's the job.
Plasterboard?
Plaster, and then the tool's name, and it starts with a T.
A plaster tool.
A plaster.
I think it's also used in like
Twizzle.
gardening, like these things existing, like
Trough.
the name. You're getting
Trowel?
close. That's it.
Plaster trowel.
Oh, we nailed it!
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
That's actually the best we've ever
really
done.
good.
Oh yeah.
Yep, go us. We've absolutely nailed it. That's been You're a
Yeah.
Tool.
You're a tool.
Oh, such a funny random section.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much brings us to the end of our podcast.
I'll
And
say, before we end our episode today, I am curious. Samantha Hannah, do you have any pet peeves that you want to talk about?
oh my gosh, yes. We just
yeah.
zoomed right over that. Yeah.
Yeah. What's annoying you at the moment?
Yeah. So
Where do I begin?
no. Do you know what? I actually feel really bad doing it. So I was going to try and think about one for Toby for my partner, but he is doing so much at the moment. With me being pregnant and working on the show, I feel like he is doing everything. Like he is definitely doing more. He's nailing it. He's being like the best dad, doing all the extra things in the house. So I feel really bad. No, because I do. Because it's like he does so much. He really does.
Yeah.
And enables me to do a fun comedy show and come and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love it.
Before we left the house, he was battling this morning.
Oh, no.
Like he came in with the shopping. His parents are coming round. Like we just got everything that's going on at once. My son is at the age where you have to kind of keep your eyes on him all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm just going. He's like really going through it. He's been up half the night, and I'm like, I'm going to go and do a podcast. Hey, good luck. I had tried to tidy the house before he came home, but whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel bad saying this, but I'd say one little thing that does, and I don't know if you experience this, it's when you want to have a little moan about something, and rather than just let you moan or hear it,
Yep.
you're given solutions.
Yes, I hate it.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Like I don't want you to fix my problems.
No.
I want to be annoyed at them.
Yes.
And one, it makes you. Okay, I'll give an example. So
I'm sitting over here. I'm quiet. Just,
going out.
Yeah.
That sounds
Let me
familiar.
give you a solution on.
Yeah. Have you tried not having problems? Have you tried moaning less about it?
Yeah.
About everything that you do when Toby is like clearly working really hard to make you happy at the moment, and I'm burdening you.
Husband of the year over there, man.
We're
Husband
not
of the
husband,
year.
we're not married.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
That's
sorry.
what it
Yeah,
is. Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to write a show about finding a husband of the year, and then 7 or 8 years later, it's like, still no.
All you've got is a great relationship.
Yeah,
It's like,
a house
damn it.
and 2 children and
Yeah.
a cat.
Yeah, you're like,
And separate bedrooms.
Yeah.
I will share a room with you when we're married.
Yeah, independently sleeping until then. Thank you very much. But it's an example of the.
Yeah. So a problem. So I'll be like, oh, I've got a headache. Oh, have you taken a paracetamol? No.
No, I don't.
No, I've not. And I will in my own time, thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to moan about it.
Yeah, listen to me.
Don't make it sound like it's my fault.
Yeah.
that this is going on. Have you drank enough water today? And of course I've not.
Yeah.
I've been busy writing my show.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't leave my document.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. Or, I'm just really stressed about this. Oh, have you thought about taking less on? Go away.
Yeah.
Stop making sense.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't want, or maybe you can get to the solutions later, but you just want to feel like you've been heard.
Yes.
And you just want to feel like you've gone, oh, you are you? That's a shame.
Yes.
Don't wanna like, gonna go, but have you thought about taking a paracetamol? Could I get you a paracetamol? Perfect.
Yes.
That would be good.
Also, solution and also you'd be the action.
Listen
like
first.
I'll listen
listen
first.
first. That's
Listen
what it
first.
is. Listen,
Yeah.
listen, or then maybe they have listened, but like show that empathy for
Yes.
what you're going through first.
Yeah.
Before you get to the solution. So that is something that irks me.
I'm 100% on your side with this.
I'm so glad you're on my side. But
I'm
I
on,
feel like-
I'm on your partner's side.
Yeah.
Because, empathy sometimes is a hard navigating tool.
He does the same thing. It's the
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah.
It's the absolute worst.
Because as a project manager or a builder, you see a problem and you just innately want to solve it.
And then you phone them up and talk about something completely different.
yeah.
And then you go back and go, oh, whoops.
Whoops.
That's showing empathy.
Oh.
What you're doing is you're doing the empathy call first.
Yeah. Maybe
They've
that's
they've
wrong
not
way
come
around.
to you. They're just trying to get on with their lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
they want the solution. Yeah, that's the problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that Q does sometimes is he doesn't even bring the solution. He just goes, so what are you going to do about it? And I go, so if I'm getting nothing here.
Oh, wow.
I'm getting nothing from this.
Oh, that's bad.
That's when I'm really struggling to like understand the problem. I'm like, I've been listening, I don't get it, and I'm like, so what could we do here to make it better? And I'm like, cool, because that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking we should do. I'm hoping.
Outsourcing.
You're trying to coach. You're going for like the coach.
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
so bad.
A lot of the time I don't know what's going on. It's kind of like half my vibe. So I'm kind of like sitting there going like, all right, you've come to me, especially when someone's coming to me with like a real serious problem. I'm kind of going like, ooh, yeah.
I feel like for you, Q, you just have Bob the Builder in your head all the time saying, I can fix it.
Yeah.
I can
Yes,
fix
we
it.
can.
Yeah, yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as we know, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Just listen.
Yeah, just listen first. Listen
Yeah.
first. That's just what you want. And sometimes, because otherwise you just feel like you're wrong for being annoyed about the thing.
Yeah, and then you don't want to bring things
I want to
more
be justified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to feel like you're right. Yeah, you're right for being annoyed at that specific thing.
Yeah.
Let's go beat up
Yeah.
that problem. Let's go beat that problem up together.
Yeah.
With a
Yeah.
With a
With a
trowel.
And a man that has only ever knocked himself out in fights.
Yeah, I'm not a good fighter team. I think I talk a big game, mainly because I know I'm not good.
You're really bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lost
fantastic.
everything.
I'm glad you shared that because I shared the same pet peeve and I feel like it really hits home.
Next time it comes out, you could be like, what did we learn?
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks,
Quentin's like,
Aaron.
Got you, buddy.
Amazing. On that, I think we're pretty much at the end, unless anyone else wanted to kind of do anything else. I want to plug the show one more time. So it's Peekaboo. It's the Billy T show. Samantha Hannah. It's at Bats, and it's at Q Theatre. Bats on the 12th to the 16th of May, and then the 19th to the 23rd of May at Q Theatre in Auckland. So if you're in Auckland, go along to the show. Thank you so much for being on. It's been fantastic.
I've had a lovely time.
Yeah, it's been nice just chatting. I love it.
I've learned lots.
Yeah.
I've learned lots. I've got a lot to think about now.
I mean, your learning started when you realised that when you're rating something out of 10.
It's the wrong way. It's the wrong way.
Yeah. How would you rate this episode?
On my new metrics,
What's your new metric?
it was like can I just go 5 out of 5?
Why have you changed number?
Change your scale again.
Why have you changed the scale?
Okay, let's go to 2 stars.
What?
2 stars.
Out of?
Isn't double stars good?
No,
Double
2 stars
stars.
is terrible.
How many stars are you giving
I don't
now?
think you've
5
learned
is
any-
good.
I don't think you've learned anything.
In class, it was always good to get a star, so I'm saying you're getting one more than 1 star.
He's changed the measurement again.
Okay, so in comedy, because that's like 5 stars is a good measure for comedy.
So it's
Because
5 stars as well?
5 stars, you get 5 stars. Basically, 3 means good.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 means not good.
Right.
Yeah.
No, well, not good, but
just like-
could be better.
Yeah.
1 is poor.
Bad.
4 is excellent, and 5 is outstanding.
Yeah.
Do they ever go to 6?
No.
No.
Okay. Whoever made these systems up, honestly,
How could you have better than outstanding?
like if you're a pioneer.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And on that, we've been Circle Irk. I've been Mo Munn.
I'm Samantha Hannah.
I'm Q Potts, 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5.
Great.
You rated yourself 5 out of 5. I think you are a pioneer, but just in a very different way. You're travelling new ground that I've never seen covered before.
Let's standardize, it's like the metric system. Let's standardize ratings. Let's do that. Or that's
They are standardised. That's what we're describing.
We've just given you the comedy standard 5-star system that is recognised globally.
I feel like this episode's been a hole in one, guys.